Do you get overwhelmed by where the heck everything is here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? I have people literally call me all the time asking for help because the Dallas-Fort Worth area is massive. And I've seen way too many people move here, picked a city that looked good online, and then realized they're 45 minutes from everything that they truly care about. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a full bird's eye view of the entire Metroplex by map, where everything is, how it connects, what highways actually matter, where the airports are, where the entertainment is, and how to actually choose a location that fits your life. Because if you understand all of this, you will make a completely different and way smarter decision when you move here. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is the entire Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It's huge. It's not just Dallas, it's Fort Worth, it's Grapevine, it's Louisville, it's Plano and Irving and Arlington and Frisco and Princeton, all of these areas don't even scratch the surface on how big this Metroplex is. It's 70 miles wide. So when somebody tells you, hey, I live in Dallas, I mean, that could be 10 completely different lifestyles. Obviously, we have two major anchors. That is Fort Worth and Dallas. Dallas is on the east side. Fort Worth is on the west side. I would say they're about 30 minutes apart with no traffic. 30 to 40 minutes. With traffic, you're looking at, I mean, it could be easily an hour to get from Fort Worth proper to Dallas proper, but they feel so completely different from each other. I feel like they could be on opposite sides of the entire state. So Dallas is more corporate, faster paced, more modern. Sometimes it feels like Dallas is more keeping up with the Joneses. There are people that crack jokes like, oh, it's full of 30,000-aires, like people that make 30 or 40,000, but they live like they are making $1 million. So I just think it's got a characteristic, a stereotype to it that very much is keeping up with the Joneses. And then you've got Fort Worth on the other hand, and it's more laid back. It's more culture driven. It's a little more Texas-y. You're going to see way more cowboys. You're actually going to see cattle. You're going to see horses. So it's a fun area, but it is just a very different vibe, way more laid back. One thing that I see people really mess up is they feel like they can live in Fort Worth and then commute to Dallas to work every day. And you can. I just think that you're going to hate your life while you're doing it and probably, die a very slow death. But I'm going to draw a couple of things out for you guys. First of all, here is a major area. This is the Dallas North Tollway. Okay, you guys have heard me talk about that. It goes all the way up from Dallas through the North Dallas. Now, I will say there are a lot of people that make comments because I call North Dallas all the time, meaning where I live, and it's not actually called North Dallas. So it really freaks locals out. What the real story is do y'all see this circle, this 635 circle? Okay. That means something in Dallas. So I've got friends that live in Dallas and they're like, oh, you want me to go above 635? No, that's too far. And it just makes me laugh because you can get to Frisco from Dallas in 30 minutes. If I leave Frisco by 4:30, I can be in Dallas in 30 minutes. So you have to take rush hour out of that because that just messes everything up. But this is the tollway. Yes, it does cost money. Yes, it does get backed up. And so sometimes I get angry that I have to pay for a road and I'm still in traffic. I feel like those times the clock should be turned off on what you're paying. But back to the North Dallas debate, this right here is North Dallas. I get it. So I really should say far North Dallas, or sometimes people say North Dallas. And that's why the locals get upset with me because it's a lazy way for me to do it. But you guys get the idea. If I say far North Dallas or North Dallas, it's really the Planos, the Richardsons, the Colony, Frisco, McKinney, Prosper. That's far North Dallas because we are very far north of Dallas. It makes sense. Okay. Back to just the Dallas North Tollway. This is what I have termed the Golden Corridor because all of this area along the Dallas North Tollway is literally where everybody's moving. Okay. It's like relocation 101. And it's because of the growth. It's because there's lots of new builds. There's lots of land. It's not as dense. Dallas is dense. If you guys haven't been there lately, there's a lot of people there. And so if you are kind of wanting some breathing room, or maybe not as expensive, Dallas is expensive. Dallas proper. When I say Dallas, I mean Dallas proper, because a lot of people just term it as Dallas, and they're including a lot more than just Dallas. So let me just point out some of the cities. So Plano. Plano is, gosh, it's just established, and it's got a professional, a corporate feel. It's working professionals. It's luxury. There's a lot of old money there, and it's just a really great established area. I remember in high school, I was like, ooh, they live in Plano. There is a personality to it of just older and established. So a lot of those houses you may buy and then update it over time. Then you've got Frisco, and everybody knows that I love Frisco. It's where I live. It's kind of the younger, more energetic sister to Plano. And it's new, it's crisp, it's modern, it's got energy, it's got young families. I mean, it's got every age. It doesn't matter, what age you are, you can live anywhere you'd like, but it's just that stereotype of clean and energetic. It's got a lot of life in it. And then we have Prosper right up here. So see, we're still going right up the tollway. Prosper is long and skinny. And so it doesn't take me much time to drive through it. I can go all the way through Prosper in like 6 minutes. So it's very thin. And then Frisco borders it on the south, and Salina borders it on the north. But it's very laid back. You can get bigger lots. You can get bigger homes. It's small town feel. And the locals very much try to protect that. They don't want big city. They moved there because they want to be close to a Frisco type of city, but they want to not live in it. They want to drive around in their pickup trucks with the windows rolled down, but yet still go to their, 6-figure job. It just has a personality that we like to go hear live music at the bar on Saturday nights, but we wear button-up and ties and suits Monday through Friday. So I think it's a great mix. If you want that small town feel and you want to kind of raise your kids in an area that people know each other better because there's just less people. I think Prosper will top out population wise at about 75,000. And you compare that to Frisco, I think Frisco is going to top out at 375,000. So it's a much bigger city. And then of course we've got Salina up here, and it's like growth city. It's definitely the growth play if you're wanting to get in, in the 3, 4, 500s, like if you've got a lower price range, but you still want some good equity. You've got Salina's where Frisco was 20 years ago. So they have a lot of growth to incur. In fact, Salina's land mass is bigger than Frisco's. So Salina will probably top out at 425,000, and right now they might be at 50,000. So you're looking at a 20-year plan. I think if you move there now and, in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to get some really great equity as you let the infrastructure build up around you. I get called all the time at people asking questions. Is Salina in the boondocks? Like, am I going to be able to go to a Target? Am I be able to get to a grocery store or a restaurant? Is it going to take me forever to drive around? And it really depends. South Salina is way more developed, but they are developing at Mach speed. So I don't think it's hard to find all of your amenities, but just remember you're 12 minutes from Frisco. So if you need anything that Salina doesn't have, you just go to Frisco and get it. And even Prosper has stuff. So I don't think you should be worried about that. If you go to far north Salina, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit more of a drive, but I can help you with that. If you want more amenities, but you still want to get in on a growing city, I can help you determine what area of Salina is best for you. Okay, and now along this corridor, you've got some really fun things that you can do. So I'm going to zoom in just a little. Okay, so Dallas is still way down here, and Frisco's still way up here. And this is your Dallas North Tollway. One other thing I'll point out while I'm pointing out the Dallas North Tollway is, do you see this 289? That's Preston Road. And the coolest thing about Preston Road is it's a continuous road all the way into Dallas. I know you can't see it go all the way into Dallas, but it does change names once you get down there. I think it changes into Oaklawn. But if you ever get lost, look for Preston Road, because you know that it goes north and south. And you could actually drive from Frisco all the way to Dallas on Preston Road and never have to take a tollway. It's just going to take you a lot longer because there's like a million lights. But there's restaurants, there's all kinds of amenities that you might need, and they're all along Preston Road, just because that tends to be where people go for the Office Depots and, the Hobby Lobbies, all of that kind of stuff. But what I wanted to show you guys is closer to Frisco, you also have the PGA, which is a very fun place to go and take your family. You also have the Star, which is where the Dallas Cowboys practice, and they have all their corporate headquarters. And there's lots of food, restaurants down there. There is a fun area to hang out. There's ice cream, parlor, just a lot of cool things down there. And during Christmas, they'll have the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Every night they do something fun and light the Christmas tree. And then, of course, they have all kinds of festivals at the Star as well. And then moving down a little bit, you have Legacy West, which is right around here. And I've talked to you guys about Field West, which is coming right here. Legacy West was the original, okay? And the same architect that built Legacy West is building Fields West, but Fields West is going to be twice the size. And that developer literally is calling it the younger, prettier sister. So that's directly from his mouth, not mine. But I'm excited for it to be built because I won't have to go to Legacy West anymore. I can just go to Fields West, which is walkable to me. I live in Brookside South, and I literally can walk over to Fields West or take a golf cart, which is a lot of fun. Okay, if you don't understand the highways, then you're not going to understand Dallas. And so let's just point out a few of the major ones. I've already pointed out the Dallas North Tollway. I'm just going to hit on it one more time. It's this one, okay? And then another one is Highway 121, and it goes here, okay? So Dallas North Tollway takes you north and south. 121 is going to take you kind of east and west. So just know that it's not a true east and west because there's a little bit of north and south there, but it's also called Sam Rayburn Tollway. All of our highways have a number and a name. And so you might get confused because everybody uses different words to describe them. I use 121 and just assume everybody knows it's the tollway that I'm talking about. But Dallas North Tollway and 121 are both paid highways. And that can really add up over time. So if you live in Frisco and you work in Dallas every single day, you're going to pay anywhere from $150 to $300 a month in tolls. So just know that that can add up pretty quickly. Okay, and then we've got Highway 75, and it's this highway. Okay, I will tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with 75. It is free, it is not a toll. So what does that tell you? If you don't have to pay to go on it, more people are going to use it. So it is a parking lot. I can't stand this highway. I know that I have to use it to get certain places, but I try to avoid 75 at all times. So I'm just letting you know, if you live in the McKinneys, the Fairviews, the Allens, the Planos, the Richardsons of the world, you're going to have to take 75. So just know that going into it, that you're going to have some traffic on that highway. And I know that probably like at, 2 a.m. in the morning, it's lighter, but there's not a whole lot of time of day that you're not going to have traffic on 75. So just be prepared. I already pointed out 635, the loop, okay? And this is what most people consider Dallas proper, is these two loops. And then you have President George Bush Tollway, or 161, and that's this one. And it goes across, it's a toll, but it makes it so much easier to get anywhere. It's really nice. So yes, the tolls are probably, if you're commuting for work, so Monday through Friday, every single day, you're probably gonna look at anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 extra dollars a year, but it saves you time, and time is money. And so I'll jump on the Dallas North Tollway knowing that it's gonna save me 30 minutes and I get that back in my life. So I'd rather, it's a trade-off. What do you want to pay to get somewhere faster? Because it really does help you get to different parts of the Metroplex fast. Okay, let's switch directions and go to talking about our airports. All right, so I'm just going to keep Frisco circled. I'm going to keep Dallas circled because those are just a lot of the areas that people call me about. So Dallas Fort Worth Airport is right here, okay? It's that grayed out part. And so for you to go, when the Dallas North Tollway hits 121 right here, when you take this and go to the airport, it's that particular stretch is about 15 to 20 minutes. So if you live in far north Frisco, you're probably looking at a 30-minute drive. From Dallas, you're looking at probably a 20 to 30-minute drive. So they're kind of equidistant, and so is Plano. Plano's a different highway. It's the George Bush. But I wanted you guys to see that. And then you've got Love Field down here. And that's a smaller airport, but if you live close to Dallas proper, it's so easy to use Love Field on those short, quicker flights. Dallas Fort Worth International Airport obviously is going to have more international flights, and it's just easier to get to the main hubs from DFW. But I wanted y'all to kind of see where Love Field is. Me getting to Love Field from Frisco takes me a good 45 minutes because of where it's positioned in Dallas. It's not super right off the highway. You have to get off the Dallas North Tollway and then kind of go into the city. So just know that that's a 45-minute drive when I could get to DFW in 30 minutes easy. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in just a little and pull the map down just a little so that we can focus on Frisco, Arlington. So Arlington's right here. What's in Arlington? Dallas Cowboy Stadium. So it's very confusing to people because the practice field is way up here in Frisco, but they play at the stadium in Arlington. The stadium in Arlington is really close to Six Flags, which is a really fun place to go. It's also close to Hurricane Harbor, which is a huge water park that people love. But it's a lot of fun. I just want you guys to realize that the Dallas Cowboys actually live and play up here. I mean, live and practice up here, which is crazy because that's a good 45-minute drive apart. But Arlington is your mega sports area because not only do you have the Dallas Cowboys, you also have Globe Life Field where the Texas Rangers play is in Arlington, along with the Six Flags and the Hurricane Harbor. And because AT&T Stadium is so massive, it's where a lot of concerts are held. So major musicians that come in will use AT&T Stadium because of how big their fan base is. I would say most of my clients do not live in Arlington, but they like to drive to Arlington for all the events. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on Dallas because we also have the Dallas Mavericks, and that is a fun thing to go and be a part of. We also have the Dallas Stars. They both play at the American Airlines Center, which is right about here. That American Airlines Center. It's super easy to jump on and off the tollway to get there. And then for concerts and culture, you can go to the Meyerson Symphony or the Winsphere Opera House, which are both right here. I don't know why I made that circle so big because they're very small, but right here. So that American Airlines Center was right over here. So all of that is super dense down there. There's really great restaurants. There's walkability. There's some nightlife. You also have Dos Equis Pavilion down here in South Dallas by Fair Park, and that's where a lot of the outdoor concerts happen. Super hot in the summer, so get prepared for that, but a lot of fun. And then you have Toyota Music Factory way up here in Irving, where there's lots of concerts there. There's lots of food, walkability, and that can be a destination for friends and family as well for those indoor concerts. I also want to point out the Dallas Zoo. It's down here. It's a wonderful, so it's just south of Dallas, and it's a really easy drive to get there. So to show you the difference, the Dallas Zoo is right here. The Fort Worth Zoo is over here. And they're both really, really amazing. So if you want to take your kids there, just know that that's where they are in the Metroplex. Now we're going to go back up to Frisco because I wanted to show you guys where the New Kids Universal is going to be. So if you see this little triangle, that's the new Universal, all right? Fields West is over here, and the Universal's on the other side of the Dallas North Tollway. And they're supposed to open this summer. The sign has gone up on the building. It's a lot of fun. It's very colorful, but it's gonna be for, I believe, 6 to 12-year-olds. And so it's a very, 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 very small park. So I think that people, you know, around town are like, oh my gosh, the traffic's gonna be terrible. But it's very, very small. And the mayor said that they offset the hours so that opening and closing would not be at rush hour. So I thought that was smart as well. And all the exits, I think there's only one main exit, and it goes out onto the access road. So it doesn't put them out into neighborhoods, people coming and going. Another highway I missed telling you guys about was 380. I know I talk about it a lot in my videos, but it kind of separates east and west, the Frisco area and the Dallas area from far, far, far north Dallas, the Salinas, the Prospers, the Pilot Points, the Annas, the Melissas. All of those areas are exploding. And so 380 has been a little bit of a nightmare, but it's getting so much better. I've really enjoyed watching all of the construction with them widening. And what they're doing is the main 380 is going over all the stoplights. So they used to be, you know, where there was a road here and then 380 and there'd be a stoplight right here. Well, they're building 380 over all of those stoplights, so you don't even have to stop for them anymore. And it looks like a big wave just going down the whole highway. So it's a lot of fun, but it has really helped out. And so they were ready for that infrastructure. It just took a minute to get there, and people got really, really complaint oriented about 380. Also, they're building an outer loop, and that outer loop is going to go through Salina and through Weston and come all the way. I don't know if it goes on the other side of the lake or it stays on this side, but it's going to come all the way down and connect to the Dallas area. And that is a major project and will save people a lot of time as well that are coming from the far north. And so that will be, if you do commute, know that that is happening, and it's gonna make everything a little bit faster as well. Now you can look at all of this together. You've got sports, concerts, theme parks, zoos, it's all spread out. And this is where people either get this right or they regret their move. So when you choose where to live in Dallas, you are not just choosing a house, you're choosing a commute. You're choosing your weekends, you're choosing your lifestyle. Because Dallas isn't one city, it's an entire network, and it's a really big network. And how you move through it will define your entire experience here. So if you're thinking about moving and you want help mapping all this out based on your life, text or email me, because this is what I do every single day. Me and my team would love to help you on this journey. See you on the next video.